Hi, this is Tutor and this is lesson 816. The title of today's lesson is the difference between invoice and receipt. Okay, if somebody wants a screenshot, do it now. Let's get right to it. An invoice is usually issued before payment and is produced to request payment. A receipt is issued as proof of payment received. All right, so that's the big difference. Receipt definitely means that payment has been received. An invoice does not necessarily mean that payment has been received yet. So an invoice usually includes many more details, such as payment due, a detailed description of goods, the unit price, services, etc., and is usually printed up for records such as accounting and tracking purchases, in case like if they're being shipped or something. This is the thing. Sometimes when you mail something to another company, especially if they already have an account, there might be an invoice in there, but that does not necessarily mean that payment has been received. Maybe they will send the payment later, unless they stamp it paid already. Okay. A receipt can be used to show legal proof of purchase. An invoice may not be as strong legally unless proof of payment can be put forward. So if it's just an invoice by itself, it has to be stamped that something is actually paid or payment has been received. Okay. All right, now here's some examples so we have a better idea of how we use them. We need to write up an invoice for his order. So at this point, you're just writing it up. So you didn't get payment yet. You're just putting all the details together. We need to keep the invoice for the records of the orders. Yeah, basically. So again, this is all the records of how much was ordered, how much it cost, and the total and things like that. But again, it doesn't mean that payment has been received yet. When I purchase something in a convenience store, they will usually give me a receipt as proof of purchase. And I see, now this is one where a lot of the students that I have of ESL, sometimes they call this an invoice. This is not an invoice. What they give you in the convenience store or in a regular store, that is your receipt, because that proved that you paid. Okay. All right. Number 4, in order to return any item, one must show a receipt that is dated no more than 15 days ago. Yeah. So when you look at the store's policy, they don't say in the policy you must bring back your invoice. They say bring back receipt. They want that proof of purchase that you actually purchased it. So that's the clear difference between the two. Receipt means payment has definitely been received. Invoice is mostly a record of the order, but payment may or may not have been received yet. Okay, anyway, I hope you got a better feel now of when you're more likely to use one of these terms instead of another. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.